Hey, yo, this beats Claressa Shields, the GWOAT. Yo, what the fuck be going on with this? Some old cracker bitch be dying, and y'all want to be canceling my fight? Shit. Y'all racist. You don't want to see me beating that white bitch. Anyways, yo, you make sure you subscribe Triple B, cause man's 50% West African. So it be's a brother, aight? Aight? That's right. Yeah, that's right. Y'all better listen to the GWOAT. Yeah, anyway, yeah, as I said before, obviously the card's cancelled. I'm disappointed slightly because I couldn't wait to slate it and maybe see the GWOAT get a beat down. I don't know, man, if that happened, but at least there's a chance, you know. And the problem is, right, what do we put up with the last few weeks? You know, Adam Smith, or should I say Adam Shalom, you know, talking about how great Claressa is, she the GWOAT and bloody, how great it is for female boxing, all the hurdles they had to jump over and all this nonsense. I've covered it in many videos and I'm not going to go through that again. Yeah, but imagine the cringe. We've got to listen to that nonsense again. Yeah, yeah. And according to that nonce, Adam Shalom, yeah, Shields is a global superstar who sheds glitters of stardom wherever she walks. I mean, it's such nonsense, man. No one knows who Claressa Shields is outside hardcore boxing fans, man. I bet her neighbours don't even know who she is. Yeah? And she's so bitter. I've never been a fan of all that aggressive ghetto nonsense. It's just, it's not uplifted. Yeah? It doesn't do anyone any good, and it makes you sound like ignorant. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So Savannah Marshall did an impression of Claressa, and she's obviously been watching the Triple B videos and the intros. Anyway, let's watch this.
You want to beat me? You want to have the belts? You want the Olympic gold medals? You want it? You want it, right?
No, Claressa.
Yes, you do. Oh my God, who doesn't want to win the Olympics for their country?
Hey, where your gold medals at? Hey, you want this chain? You want my belts?
It's
no, thank you.
It's a valid question.
Huh?
It's a valid question.
Where your gold medals at, huh? Huh? You got opinion? Oh, I hate you a hater.
That was a super impression. You know, Savannah, she'd be real shy, man. Obviously, she had a little bit of, you know, of help, you know, the media training, but it's done her a lot of good, man. She's funny, man. That's a great impression. Great. Yo, y'all want my bills? Yo, y'all jealous of me? You want to be the GWOAT? Yeah. Oh, she makes me sick, Claressa Shields, man. That is bitter, man. Anyway, man. So what? I was looking, yeah, at my comments on my videos, which I always look at because I got some great fans, you know. Better than Ricky Hatton fans. Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, I got this guy, right? I'm one of my boys. Yeah, I'm not gonna use the name because I'm on like doxed, but he goes out. I'm in the Hilton, in London, and I'm in the next room to Savannah and Hughie Fury, and they're sharing the same room together. And last night I was going back to my room about 2:49 in the morning. I see a bloke. I'm sorry, it's so good. I see a bloke with a cup against Savannah and Hughie's room door. And I got closer to him and it was Peter Fury. Peter Fury listening to Hughie doing his business with Savannah. I couldn't believe my eyes already. Oh, this is gold, man. And, you know, I made another video before, you know, the Peter Fury, yeah, his plan, you know, like a farmer is he wants to mate Savannah Marshall and her power, and Hughie, yeah, with his Muhammad Ali-like skills, all right? Yeah, I did a video on it, and I said he's going to stud out Hughie to mate with Savannah and get the ultimate heavyweight, yeah? The greatest, what's called TBE heavyweight champion. Now, I wouldn't say Peter Fury is jealous, yeah, but he's got a bit of his hump, you know, he's got the hump a bit that his brother Gypsy John, he's kind of arrogant, you got to be honest with you. You know, procreated Tyson Fury, and Peter procreated Hughie Fury. Now, I think Peter's a nicer man, he's certainly more intelligent, he's not narcissistic, but he feels a bit stitched up. He thinks he should have had, you know, the heavyweight champion. Hughie Fury seems a nice, simple country guy. He doesn't boast. He doesn't, he's not, always tweeting and that. If anyone actually follows his account, I don't, but I don't hear much about him. Yeah, and obviously Tyson's the top boy. Obviously, the heavyweight champion. Yeah, so this is how Peter Fury wins. Ultimately, there's always some kind of, in some families, there's always some fraternal rivalry. Yeah, and Gypsy John thinks he's top dog, despite, being ironed out a few times, and Peter making money from his amphetamine business. But, Hughie thinks, what I'm going to do? I'm going to mate Hughie with Savannah, like on a farm. When they get the stud bull, and he comes in, and they get the females out, and they mate. Now, and they make, a strong cow. So it's kind of like that. But this time he's got a good female, Savannah, with power. Yeah. And his own stud, Hughie, he's not a puncher. He lacks man strength, some people say. But, he's a decent enough boxer. And he's big. And he knows if they mate, yeah, we're going to get a super heavyweight grandson. Yeah, so he's listening with a cup to his ear to make sure they're mating and mating correctly. Now on a farm, right, you just watch the animals mate to make sure that it's happened. And you're like, well, good job, stud. Good job, stud cow. Yeah, well done. You took care of business. So, it's a bit creepy that Peter Fury has got a cup to the door to see what's going on, you might say. But you just make, like a farmer, he's making sure that the mating has happened and it's been done correctly. Huh? And I said before, I do think Hughie is a bit simple but very likable. He's not interested in the limelight. At times I've thought does he want to be a full-time boxer? I'm not certain about that. I'm not certain about that. Yeah, I think he'd be happy. Yeah, getting up at 5 or 6 a.m. after a hearty home-cooked breakfast in his caravan, and he'd go on and he'd graft all day on a farm, maybe doing some road work, tarmacking some roads for real. I'm not being a hater. I mean, honestly, it's a steady living, especially for a strong man like Hughie. Yeah, and then when the day's finished, so he gets off, let's say 5 or 6, I don't know, p.m. He gets home to the caravan. Yeah, he takes off his work boots, leaves them outside. Yeah, he goes in the caravan. He says hello to his 3 sons. Has a little wrestle with them, tells them he loves them, rubs their head affectionately, play fights. And then he sits at the table. Yeah. And, he puts on his favourite Elvis tunes on a 1980s style tape player, like old school, like tape, that he's had, probably inherited. And, and he says with no... he turns around and he says to his wife, with no sexism, it's just a cultural thing. It's, woman, is me stew ready? Woman, is me stew ready? Yeah? And the wife, it's not an aggressive thing. It's just normal. And the wife will come out with a huge pot of stew. A massive, huge pot of stew. Huge, litres of it. That she's been cooking all day. With meat, with vegetables, with potatoes, a warming stew. And, obviously she'd serve Hughie up first with the biggest portion, you'd ever seen. A huge bowl of stew. And Hughie, he wouldn't even wait for the kids to be served up. He obviously goes first. He'd tuck in as soon as the bowl of stew hit the table. And then the kids would get served up, the 3 sons, and there would be no conversation at the table. Yeah, just the noises of Hughie and his 3 lads wolfing down this warming, delicious, if unsophisticated stew. And, Hughie's wife be sitting there on the side of the table with a huge comforting smile on her face, And she don't eat until the boys are finished. Yeah? Which will be about 3 minutes. And 3 minutes later, she cleared the table, washed up these 4 huge empty bowls. Yeah, Hughie would just lean back and rub his tummy and say, woman, that's the best stew I've ever had. Yeah, which he says, every day, really. He goes, I'm a lucky man to have the best woman in the camp. And she'd beam. The wife would beam with pride and a bit of shyness. Her cheeks might go red. And he would go outside, outside of camp, and take a huge dump in the forest before returning to the caravan after the missus had put the chavies to sleep. Okay? And he'd come back, and the kids would be in bed. The wife would be in the bed, completely naked already. She'd be already prepared. He would get on top of his wife, and there'd be none of this modern stuff. There'd be none of this kissing. There'd be no foreplay. None of this nonsense, man. You just get on top of her. Her legs would be open, obviously, already, and just smash her, with no regards for the wifey pleasure. And just old school. Just take care of business. It's about making another kid. It's about making another kid. And Hughie, in his mind, he'd be like, oh, I'd really like another son. And his wife was like, oh, I'd really like another daughter so, she can help with the dishes and the cooking. But, they're both God-fearing people. So, they'll take what they're given. They won't get it. And you imagine that, right? After a hard day's work, getting up early, a huge, warming, healthy stew, and busting a nut in his wife, Hughie would warmly fade into sleep until the next day. And then, like Groundhog Day, would start again. So that's I have my suspicion that's Hughie's ideal life, and he's not interested in the spotlight. If I win a few heavyweight champion, it's okay, but I'm happy with my chavies, my stew, my wifey, who obeys me. Makes the best stew I've ever had. So like I said, I question whether Hughie will go higher, but it seems that Peter's trying to, as I said, mate her with Savannah, and I believe they can produce. They'll probably have like 10 kids, at least, and 8 of them will be sons probably, and one of them or a few of them are going to be top heavyweight contenders. He might even get a TBE, and Peter Fury will be sitting there. By this time, Tyson Fury himself would be long retired, fat, a yayo addict again, And his kids would be in 2 sports, so they won't be as tough as Peter Fury's kids. As Hughie Fury's kids. And then, 30 years' time, what have you got? You got Peter Fury's son, grandson, and Hughie Fury and Savannah Marshall's son, also called Hughie, becomes the greatest of all time, beating everyone. Huge, fast, power, a movement of Muhammad Ali, with the power to turn people's lights off. And Peter will sit there and go, all right, Gypsy John, I'm sorry about your fat, degenerate, yayo snorting son. I'm sorry about that. He achieved a lot, but here's my grandson, man. This is my grandson, Hughie, as well. The greatest of all time.